Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explain here, bringing you guys some major news for Boruto Naruto Next Generations. We have brand new spoilers that are coming out courtesy of Organic Dinosaur for the Boruto anime from episodes 279 to episode 281, and this is gonna run us all the way until the end of the month. There will be no new episode the first week of January because the anime will be on break, just in order to give the staff a short break for the New Year's celebration. And it is worth noting, episode 280 will officially be the 1000th episode of the entire Naruto franchise. So I don't know if you want to expect anything for that. I would think, just based on the fact that that is 1000 episodes, that would be a bit of a milestone. I don't know if they're going to do something separate because this is the 20th anniversary of the anime, so I don't know if they're going to do something separate. It might have been that preview trailer. If that was the case, they probably should have held that off until like something for Jump Festa, but it remains to be seen if there's going to be anything else. Now, with that being said, though, let's go ahead and get into the actual episode synopsises that we have from Organic Dinosaur. And I can say right now, based off this information, it looks like Boruto is going to get those hands thrown to him, and it looks like there might be more than one car outer member hiding amongst Boruto's ranks. So this is very interesting right here because this is the prologue to the code arc of the anime. So episode 279 is titled The Seven Walls. It's going to be airing next Sunday. This was officially published on TV Tokyo's website. So for the people who get mad at me saying that I'm spoiling stuff the anime doesn't want you to know, they actually want you to know this stuff. It's a promotional spoiler. It doesn't give away everything. So the synopsis says, while Boruto and the others were forced into participating in Olga's experiments, Sarada and her teammates have been searching for clues about Boruto's whereabouts ever since he disappeared in Konoha Village. Based on some documents that Sarada and the others have uncovered, they've managed to identify a suspicious person. Meanwhile, Boruto learns about the potential of one of Olga's henchmen being hidden amongst themselves as a test subject. Boruto is shocked by the unsuspecting person who is revealed to be a so-called henchman. Then they discover that a test subject has been killed by someone who is unrelated to the ongoing experiment. So that's interesting right there. So it looks like Boruto might have actually found out that, I believe the kid's name is Gankabuki. He might have found out that this guy who claimed to be somebody that was working with Konohamaru in the past, this guy's a car outer. Now they might throw a zinger for us and they might reveal that like there's somebody else in there, but the fact that they have hidden in the midst of this that one of the test subjects has been killed by someone else unrelated to the ongoing experiments, that kind of makes me wonder, is there a red herring in here? Are we going to be looking at the person that Sarada discovered as being a car outer member and there's actually going to be somebody else in there hiding in plain sight? That remains to be seen, but I do think a good zinger is something that this arc needs, because the one thing I can say about the arc so far is that it has given us that vibe that none of the characters, obviously Boruto, but none of the other characters are actually safe right here, and they've been giving us more motivations for the different characters. So I do like that you're seeing that little tidbit there. Now episode 280, which again is going to be the 1000th episode for the Naruto franchise and will be airing the day after the Naruto and Boruto Super Stage at Jump Festa. This is going to be airing on December 18th. This was published in Animedia magazine, and this one says, without putting any more lives at stake, Boruto urges the other test subjects to press forward so he can challenge Olga's potential henchmen to a showdown. But before long, the various conflicting emotions amongst all the test subjects, the feeling that they had held down up until now, were slowly starting to change. They then decide to battle the suspicious person alongside Boruto as well. That's interesting because some of these people aren't shinobi. They then decide to battle the suspicious person alongside Boruto as well. Meanwhile, Sarada and her teammates have been searching for Boruto's whereabouts. Suddenly, they find themselves completely surrounded by some skilled shinobi, but this time they are able to acquire some unexpected intel regarding the current incident. So I gotta say, that was interesting in the sense that you're gonna have non-shinobi fighting alongside Boruto. That's almost like a handicap for Boruto. I understand why, from a narrative perspective, you do that, just because Boruto right now should just curb stomp whoever gets in the way. Even if Boruto's like highly suppressed and trying to capture the guy alive in order to get answers, you need more of a handicap in the fact that Boruto might have to be watching out for non-shinobi. I think that that's actually a good idea right there. Now, the thing about this, when they start talking about the suppressed emotions, I wonder how much of the human element that Honda, if he's writing the episode, is actually going to show us, because you would think with these characters having gone through so many life-threatening situations back to back to back, you would think that this would be a situation where these characters begin to start cracking. because some of the characters we've seen so far, they've handled these life-threatening situations a little too well, especially for some of the non-shinobi that are still amongst the survivors. So I think, and I might be wrong, I think we might see some of them crack. I hope that I'm mistaken, that Boruto and that Kabuki kid, that there's like some type of friendship that's formed and Boruto's feeling conflicted. I would hate to see Boruto undergo a mental nerf with that going on right there, because of how important this arc is going to be for Boruto. If you read the manga, you know exactly what I'm referring to. I'm referring to chapter 66 of the manga. Now, the other thing here is that Sarada and it looks like Kawaki and Mitsuki, it looks like they're going to be attacked by some shinobi. So this is something that I gotta say, I believe it was Sauron, guy that's like cool with the Cloud Ninja podcast who I follow. He made a really good point. I made a mistake in the episode review where I was talking about how like, hey, like didn't they already round up the car outer members? I misremembered. They went after the basis, but the basis didn't turn up anything, but they rounded up the car outer members later on in the manga. So this is taking place before the car outers are rounded up. So we're actually seeing how some of the outers are being caught right now. And I wonder if some of these skilled shinobi are actually going to be what we're seeing here, as far as with some of those car outers being some of the skilled shinobi who are attacking Sarada, Mitsuki, and Kawaki. Now, the other thing about this is that they do say that they're acquiring some unexpected intel. So I wonder if, again, that's going to be the nugget of information that is used to pass on to SAIYAN the Anbu. That's going to be interesting, man. I would not be upset if we get another sub arc before the code arc that directly deals with hunting down the car outers. It looks like they might be trying to do a combination of both in this. I just hope we actually see it take place. I hope it's more than potentially Oga and Kabuki being the outers. I hope that we see more. I would not be mad if Boruto gets out of this and we see a potential sub arc where it's Sai's Anbu and you have like that team that Sai is working with and they're the ones that end up catching a lot of those outers. I really hope we see something like that. Now, episode 281 is titled The Eighth Truth, and that's gonna be airing on Christmas. Ooh, that's gonna be interesting. I gotta try and record that review on Christmas. I'm gonna have to get up super early for that one. Expect an early review for that one right there. So according to this one that's published in Animedia magazine, it says when Boruto becomes conscious again, he somehow finds himself right back where he initially woke up. A former test subject had left behind a clue in the form of a phrase: don't believe anything. Boruto uses that hint in order to defeat Oga, bring the experiments to an end, and try to free the other test subjects. Boruto, together with the other test subjects who had cleared the challenges so far, steadily approach the goal. What awaits them at the end? Who is Oga, and what are his intentions? Finally, it'll be revealed all the true motives behind the experiments that envelop so many people into putting their lives at stake. That's going to be interesting, because like we have to have a situation where there's a legitimate motive for what it is that Oga's doing. If he is a car outer, it brings up two questions. Number one, is he working for Code? And then if he is working for Code, which you would think he is, has Code not passed on that information that he's after Boruto? If that ends up being the case, that just goes right into what Amato said, that Code's not the smartest person. I'm gonna be very curious to see how they link that little tidbit right there together. But this has potential. Like, this arc was better than what I expected. It's a lot better than the Academy arc, and I think that this arc is doing a better job with conflict than what you got with the Great Sea Battle, which was that Funato clan arc. So I think this little mini arc right here, I think that they're kind of turning the tide better. This is a prologue, so it makes sense that they're using this as a tonal shift for what happens in the Code arc. But my question to you guys is, which of these episodes are you most excited to see? And then the second question I have for you guys is, would you be okay if they decided to do a mini arc hunting down some of those car outer members before we got into the Code arc? One of you guys over on the Patreon Discord server had a really good idea, saying that maybe you pay off the whole thing of Sasuke was looking for Code by having Sasuke show back up at the end of this arc and basically have him flip Oga the same way that Sasuke was able to basically flip Shojoji and get him to reveal the information that let Konoha know about Car in the first place. I wouldn't be mad with either one of those options. Let me know down in the comment section below. And while you think that over, click here to watch this KRYPTONIAN SAIYAN video, or click here to watch this Naruto Explain video.